It was hard for them to even identify if Raven was the one who basically got Young Dolph to come out the house when this all went down. CEO Teezy, he ended up getting sent up in all actuality throughout the mishaps of what they did to Dolph. They waited across the street in a Bentley truck, and that's a $200,000 to $300,000 truck, which was drove by Govan and Big Jook, which is the same people who was at the mansion party with Young Dolph before this even happened. Then next thing you know, they had a meeting at the mansion party at Blac Youngsta house. I want you guys to understand, Govan, he told a lot, and everything that Govan told, this led CEO Teezy to basically mean his demise, at his untimely demise. You feel me? Like, at the end of the day, I want you guys to look at that, man, because it's sad that it had to happen, but in all actual reality, we know for a fact that too many people sat back and thought it was a game when you can really look at what's going on. Jamarcus Johnson, he's still up in there trying to get out. They said they're going to give him 6 to 12 years. Raven said they should basically give him 2 years because he really had nothing to do with it. He just knew that they hired everybody to basically go run down on Dolph. I want you guys to know Dolph, he won this part. He won this part because they dropping like flies and they getting locked up at a rapid pace. Everybody sit back and look at the people who was in the uniforms who basically was questioning Jamarcus Johnson when he basically told on his brother, let them know everything that Yo Gotti basically put in order. I want you guys to know Yo Gotti left the mansion early. Right after he told them, like, here go the money, this for this, like, Youngsta gonna carry it out. That's the main reason why Makita Raven fled all the way out there. This is something that we all really can look at because Blac Youngsta, he's the main one who had them to basically get in order because he the only one who can tell them what to do up in Memphis. I want you guys to really look at that because Govan just gave the bread down. But Govan was seen in still shots with straight drop right before it happened. I want you guys to really look at that because November 17th, 2021 was a messed up situation and a messed up day that we had to encounter. Young Dolph brother, he made a statement, and I want you guys to listen to this video that I'm about to play for you guys. Young Dolph brother made a statement, and it's like he basically told everything. Jamarcus Johnson all the way down to Govan and Yo Gotti. R.I.P. Dolph.
Y'all read the title under the thumbnail. Yeah, man, today's video is dealing with all the paper route ops and everybody who had their hands in taking out Young Dolph at the cookie shop. So everybody already know that Jamarcus, he's telling everything, man. Well, that's everything dealing with his brother straight drop. He's trying to make sure that these people is not trying to pin this whole Young Dolph setup on him. Because if y'all don't know, they tried to say that Jamarcus was the one that orchestrated and paid for the whole Young Dolph setup. So y'all gotta understand the predicament that put Jamarcus in, where he's like, man, I was just trying to help my brother straight drop. I wasn't trying to let these people associate me with having something to do with taking out Young Dolph. So with that being said, that's the reason why Jamarcus, he's taking a stand. And at the same time, I ain't mad at it. You gotta do what you gotta do, especially when you wasn't paid for that position. But with Jamarcus informing them people about his position and Govan being released, you got Yo Gotti, Big Jook, they guard dog Blac Youngsta, and Lil Migo. They all paranoid right now. They don't know what to do. Because at first, they thought it was all good. They thought they was gonna get away. Because the Scorpion unit was protecting them guys. But now that the feds got the Scorpion unit out the way, they can now properly handle this whole Young Dolph case. Again, Govan release is based on a few factors, which are medical and the ops was trying to get to him, plus the courts trying to place a prime suspect, whom is Govan, in the safest environment until trial. Now, some folks still believe that releasing Govan places him more in harm's way than him being locked up. Trust me, the feds is familiar with all this. They know the criminal history of Govan and Straight Drop, plus Jamarcus. And they know that none of them have the funds to pay off this whole setup. So the Alphabet Boys, they trying to get to whoever pulling the strings behind Yo Gotti and Big Jook. And I know you got some folks thinking because Jamarcus is telling his position right along with his brother Straight Drop. Yeah, man, Jamarcus, he went and pointed out Straight Drop as being the one who upped the burner and sent up young Dolph. But I told y'all, I don't believe that whole story to be true. I honestly believe that Govan was let in through the back door so he can have a clear shot on young Dolph. Because if anybody could pay attention to the whole setup, the way those guys hopped out the white Benz, again started spraying shells everywhere, young Dolph, he wouldn't have been the only one hit. A couple other folks in there would have been sent up. And not just that, if it's 4 or 5 people in there, right along with young Dolph and his brother Marcus Thornton, then how's these guys only being charged with one attempted M1? And that attempted M1 is only on Marcus Thornton, the brother of young Dolph. That don't make any sense. Again, if shells is spraying everywhere, then that means they will have 4 attempted M1s, not just one. So from the beginning, they always handled this young Dolph case a little funny. But like I was saying, that could be because of the Scorpion unit. Now all those guys that was affiliated to Heavy Camp and CMG that had their hands in taking out young Dolph, you don't really hear much from none of them. You know Yo Gotti, he'll pop out with Angela Simmons here and there. But y'all see, man, that relationship, it don't even seem real. It look faker than Yo Gotti beard. It's just funny how they all thought they was gonna get away so easily with taking out young Dolph. Again, they didn't understand how much love that young Dolph had, not just in Memphis. I'm talking about across the globe. And everybody know that. Or if they didn't know, now they starting to see it. But all that went on between Yo Gotti and young Dolph to end up in Pepper Route Frank's untimely demise, it was uncalled for. It could have went a different route. I'm speaking from the perspective of, what if these guys, they couldn't get along, but at the same time, they stayed in their own zone. Both of those guys built up a huge fan base, so the money coming in. So it seemed like competition became more of a problem than anything. It's just crazy because both of these guys, they came up out of Memphis, and we all watched their growth, from Yo Gotti to young Dolph. They made a name in the city of Memphis. It's just one, he decided to take a different route. And you already know who I'm talking about, young Dolph Paper Route. But all the fans of young Dolph, they seen how he campaigned to build an empire, which was having a mentality of believing and investing in yourself. Yeah, you got a lot of people out there willing to invest in you, but at the same time, you got to understand the game and how much they willing to take from you. And that's something that young Dolph always talked about. Again, that's why he chose his own paper route and didn't want to be under Yo Gotti CMG. Even though, if y'all don't know, that's what started the whole beef. But here we are today, speaking on the king of Memphis, whom is young Dolph. Somebody who changed the scope of the game by putting a bunch of young cats on. Let's pay our respects and say rest in peace to young Dolph, condolences to his family, and much love to all my folks in Dolph Land. Again, I already know my folks in Dolph Land, they missing a real one out there. And they could also see that Yo Gotti, his brother Big Juke, they guard dog Blac Youngsta, and Lil Migo, they all quiet. Of course, they could all act like they not being affected, but we all know what's going on. Again, because they could feel the heat. They could feel the walls closing in on them. But this speaks volume that black men, we only see one another as competition. And since we have that mindset, we have no problem taking one another out. And that's an issue if we trying to properly grow and develop. Because I even knew, once the judge start throwing those football numbers out there, everybody gonna talk. And that's what we see happening right now. You know, everybody over there was all cool with setting up young Dolph for whatever reason they had that they didn't want young Dolph here. And that could be because of jealousy, greed. Young Dolph, he was competition in the city of Memphis. So all those things combined could be the reasons behind young Dolph's untimely demise. And I ain't even equate the fact that young Dolph was buying up a bunch of properties out there in Memphis. So that could also make some folks have an issue with young Dolph as well. But like I said, man, with Jamarcus Johnson telling his position, it's not over with. Because them people, they really want to know who paid that bag to have young Dolph removed. Because like I told y'all before, they even know it's not Govan. That's the reason why they gave Govan a bond release. Because they want to see who he going to speak to and be around on a day by.
People said Dolph ain't deserve that. Dolph ain't deserve to get that done to him like that. when in all actual reality, Makita Raven was the only one who knew he was going to be in the area at that time, because as you can see, Young Dolph pulled up in a white pickup truck. That's this unknown truck that he don't let nobody really see who in that. That's why he got tents on the front windshield, and he got tents all around. You guys got to really look at one thing. He came, he bought some chocolate chip cookies, and then when he came back the day that he got sent up, they said that he basically purchased lemon cookies and strawberry cookies. Young Dolph didn't even like them type of cookies. He liked the chocolate chip. In all actual reality, we know for a fact that Cookie Shop, they owe Marcus Thorne an apology, because everybody know for a fact you gotta really look at everything that's going on, because they looking for Blac Youngsta right now. And a lot of people sit back and say, dang man, they done hit up Teezy, and they hit him up like 14 times. And I want y'all to understand, Raven was in Miami when the hiring started. They basically was trying to gather up everybody they can from Memphis who basically know. You feel me? They picked up Makita Raven them from the airport. And a lot of people sit back and say, now the one trick-or-treating them didn't really have no money. That's why they came from all the way from Dallas all the way to go to Miami, basically to go to the mansion party. And she put on that like as if this is her mansion party, when all actual reality, she was basically let everybody know, man, we going to Miami. We finna get it in. Straight Jaw brother, he implicated everybody. He implicated even Unc. Y'all gotta understand. Paid for Young Dolph hit. Man, that's a conspiracy to basically commit a crime, man. I want y'all to understand this is where the Rico kicks in. And then this is why Yo Gotti, he fell back. We know for a fact they just knocked Teezy off, and they just hit up, what's his name, Bobby. Y'all got to really look at that. And I know for a fact Bobby was hanging with everybody who was with them, because don't forget they picked up multiple people. They picked up multiple people before this even real life hit the fan. People sat back and looked at it as if Young Dolph wasn't going to get justice. Young Dolph going to get justice regardless of what's going on, because in all actual reality, boy, they had on masks, they had on clothes that they don't wear. Y'all gotta understand, man, the stuff that they had on, this all goes to the fact that they really got caught up. And Paper Route Wu already said that Big Jip was the main one. He was the main one. He was at the scene when it happened. He was basically directing everybody to go hit up Dolph and get on point. It was one girl. She basically exposed everything. And a lot of people say that old girl was kind of out of line for even dipping in something that wasn't her business. But we know for a fact that it really don't matter, because she said what she had to say. We know that this was a sad situation, but in all actual reality, Young Dolph didn't deserve to get hit up like that. And they already said that Young Dolph was the main one. He's the main one basically trying to put Makita Raven them on. People sit back and they looked at Mia J as if she didn't get Key Glock to do nothing. No. Key Glock, he wasn't around. Key Glock wasn't involved in this, man. And I know a lot of people sit back and they wonder, like, why would they even try to put them in a blender like that? They put them in a blender for one reason. Because them boys know what they did. Them boys sat back there and thought that it was a game. And in all actual reality, you can really look at it and take it for what it is. This crazy, man. And we know for a fact that these people sat back there and thought that dude wasn't going to run up on, man, no. At the end of the day, we know for a fact what really happened up in there, boy. They tried to cover it up and tried to basically let Yo Gotti go free and basically let Big Jip basically take the time, because if Big Jip go down, Yo Gotti going down, man. And people don't understand that that's his brother, man. That's his brother, man. In all actual reality, regardless of what went on, we know for a fact that Marcus Thorne was standing right there. This is why he was the most valuable person in the case, and this is why Keosha James reached out to him and let him know, like, man, you good, because I saw everything. I want y'all to really look at that, man, because in all actual reality, it's sad that this had to come to this. But this was something that we knew was going to happen, because it's already been a year and a half, man, since this happened to Young Dolph, man. A lot of people was looking at it as if like they weren't supposed to realize retaliate. They had to retaliate. This in connection with what happened to Dolph. There's a lot of people who sat back and thought it was a game until they realized put the people up there who realized was who did it.
Hey, on, man. What the fuck Avalanche said? Fuck wrong with these folks.
Hey.
Huh? Dolph. Yeah, Dolph. Yeah, right there laying in the fucking glass. Damn. Like, tell the motherfuckers, why the fuck they
This shit. Damn.
And they was so heartbroken about what happened because Keosha James, she was with her kids. And she looking at it like, man, hey, this wasn't supposed to happen like this, man. Why did this even have to go down like this? It went down like that for one reason.
What is she going on right now? She going on right now.
Damn.
They just killed that man grandma, right?
killed Dolph grandma?
Yep. Motherfuckers mine.
They had them looking over the gate, y'all. I want y'all to really look at that, man. If you rocking with Dolph, man, let me know where y'all from, man. Show the support, man, if you rocking with PRE and if you feel they getting justice for what happened. Subscribe to the channel for updates. Hey, welcome to the channel. I want to bring some breaking news to everybody. CEO Teezy, he was just hit up. They found him unresponsive. Everybody know for a fact that him and CEO Bobby was in the car. The investigators are trying to figure out which one was it who basically got fatally injured. I want you guys to know this came from someone in Orange Mound who basically in connection with Gotti. And I want everybody to really pay attention to the fact that the white C8 that CEO Teezy was driving, that was the same white C8 that Gotti basically loaned him. He loaned the Govan a car. He loaned it everybody a car, even straight drop with the white Benz. I want y'all to really look at this, man, because in all actual reality, we know for a fact that this is result of what happened to Dolph. And when what goes around comes around, regardless of what went on, we know for a fact he got locked up and then he got out. And once he got out, it was over with because we know for a fact that Teezy, he was the main one who basically was with Govan. Y'all got to really look at this, and this is straight drop homie. This is straight drop homie, the one who they questioned at the beginning when everything really went down with Dolph, November 17th, 2021. In all actual reality, we know this is a sad tragedy because they rounded him up by the dozen, and Big Juke, he's still in there, and everybody looking at the fact that Govan charges are deeper than Big Juke's. But we know for a fact Marcus Thornton, he already confirmed that the $50K that they put up there, that was the clean up the job. This is why so many people was basically sitting around and waiting outside. They put that green beam on that man. Y'all got to really look at that because in all actual reality, it shouldn't have took that many men to basically solve a problem with one dude. They said Makita Raven, this is coming straight from the examiner's report in the official police report that has been released. They said that Makita Raven was in Miami when everything was planned on what happened with Dolph. Her and 901 Trigger Trey, they flew to Miami. And you guys got to understand, they hurry up and tried to delete the post, but it was already surfacing around Memphis and Airways. Everybody sat back and look at one thing.